Hello, talented people. This is Catrina Frison of Banner Media Group. I want to talk about handling your business and, in particular, building your team. Now, this can start even when you're a beginner in terms of your preparation, because the goal is as you pursue your dreams, right? Um, you will make money from your craft, right? As a singer, as an actor, as a model, what have you. And as you begin to make more money, you will need more assistance in almost every area of your career. So it's important that you build your team carefully. Here's what I mean. There are about 4 or 5 people that you're going to need always, right? On your team. And that's not, the only amount of people, but these are primary people that you'll need. You're going to need an accountant. You're going to need, I'm sorry, I hear noises. Hold on. You're going to need an accountant, an attorney, an assistant, perhaps an agent and or manager. These are people whose job it is to make sure that you stay on task in the various areas that they cover, right? So let's go through it for a minute. Of course, an accountant will help you in terms of managing your money. If you're making more money than you've ever made before, it doesn't mean that you know exactly what to do with it. The other part of that is, as an artist, the way in which we do handle money is different from the average person who works a 9 to 5 job, meaning our money may not be as consistent, and there's a certain way that we document our taxes that is different from the average person. So an accountant can help you with those things, help you know what you can write off as an artist, help you know, and okay, let me keep going. Help you know just the things that are a benefit to you as an artist when you're reporting your taxes, as well as just the things the investments that you want to make, charitable giving, all the things that come with having more money, keeping you on track and legal, right? So another thing is you want an attorney. You want an attorney that understands entertainment law. Now, you may have more than one attorney. You may have, there are different areas that you can have an attorney for, but you also want to have an entertainment attorney, someone who knows the business like you, or even better than you, right? Because there are things that will come up with contracts that you'll get that they can review for you, situations, things that negotiations, collaborations, all those kinds of things that happen. You can go to them for the advice that you need to make sure that you're making a good decision. With an assistant, there are lots of things as you go up higher in your career. There are lots of things that you would normally do that you don't have the time to do anymore, or that you don't have the bandwidth to do anymore. And so that person can handle those things for you, make phone calls, make appointments, make sure certain documents are submitted or, recorded, all kinds of things like that. And let me just say this about the assistant part. You want to choose someone certainly that you trust. This is a position that could be used that you could hire a family member to do, a very close friend to do, or, really go through interviews and just hiring a stranger. But you want to make sure that you have a sense that this person, that you do background checks if it's a stranger, but you want to make sure that this is someone that really can be trusted, because an assistant is someone who has access to your whole life. And you want to make sure that it's not a person that will blow up your life. So you want to do all of your checks and balances as it relates to that. And I mean, that may take some time for you to find that person, but this is a great time to identify. Just like in another video, I talked about home front strategy. That person may be out of your home for a strategy to begin with, and then you eventually, as you make money, pay them to do it. But assistants come in handy when you are pressed for time and when you have so many things on your calendar and need help in terms of managing. An agent, listen, an agent is very crucial as it relates to if you're an actor. Well, I mean, there are all kinds of performers who have agents. And let me say this, and I like to talk about these together, the difference between agent and manager, because there is a difference. An agent is someone whose job it is to pursue work for you, to go out and find the work, find the roles, find the auditions, find, those types of things, find the opportunities. And an agent is paid on commission for everything that you actually do. So if you have a job and you're paid $1,000 for that job, then that agent typically is going to collect 15 to 20% of that $1,000 each time that you have it. So you want to look for an agency that works in the area that you do, that, you know what I mean? You want to vet your agencies. Or you want to vet the agent. Some, there are specific agents that have their own practice and it's just them, or maybe a small team that they have. And then there are larger agencies. But you want to make sure that it's someone that you can work well with, someone you feel good about, you're comfortable with, and who can get you the work. Now, a manager, on the other hand, is someone that will literally manage your whole career. They're the person who sees all of the different parts, especially, if you are a singer, but you also act from here and there, and you also participate, you have an endorsement deal, so you do some modeling. Like, a manager is a great person to have when you've got multiple things going on. And you can just have a lot of things going on in your one field, right? But they look over the whole situation and help you to make decisions that move your career forward, because you come to a place where there's certain work you won't do anymore. You can go from being a background actor to being a lead role person, right? You know what I mean? So it's like they can help you decide, okay, this is a good performance, or this is a good campaign to be a part of. This might be not something that's good for you anymore. They can help you make those decisions. And because they are managing all the different parts of your career, then they are going to, receive a commission over all of the things that concern you, right? And will have access to all of the things concerning you. Typically, people who have both an agent and a manager, those people will work together to serve you. And they each have their lane, right? So you want to, now, let me also say this. Agents are licensed to serve you, right? They have to go through based on the state that you live in. And I'm getting into the weeds a little bit. But I just want to make a point here. So there are certain standards or certain things that they must adhere to. But on the manager side, a manager, your mom could be your manager. Lots of people have been managed by their parents, some successfully, some not. But again, it is based upon the person's work ethic, the person's knowledge of the industry, and the person's, there are some very good success stories of parents managing their children. So that's also a possibility, because again, you want someone that you trust. You want someone that will serve you well. And I'll say this, if you are a parent who has a talented child and you're thinking about, hey, I want to manage my child, certainly give us a call, because there's some things that you can do, right now to prepare for that. But these are people that you want to have in your life. And it is good to get to know people now before you actually need them. I wouldn't say as a brand new artist that you need all these people right now. I would say as work begins to pick up for you and you begin to be consistent in your work, then yes, go ahead and start interviewing people to hire in these positions, because you'll know when it's really time for those things to happen. So this is part of being an artist. You want to work professionally, you're going to have to hire professional people to serve you and to keep up with the work that you're doing. So that's my tip for the day. If you have questions, if there's more in-depth training that we can do here. And I may do some more videos that really concern this piece of it, because I always want artists to be prepared for the business side of entertainment. But we would love that you would subscribe and share this channel with a talented person that you know that this information will be helpful to. If you do have questions, like I said, visit us at bannerexcellence.com, or you can also put your questions in the chat. I watch the chat, so I'm happy to answer questions there as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.